action.
Welcome back to Runner's Garden's What a Character series.
That was horrible. Make it go straight this time. There we go. Hey, I'm Jay, and I make videos about traditional Chinese characters in alphabetical order according to the Pinyin romanization system. Last time we went over the sound form dang, dang, and dang. And we were putting stuff up on the wall of the man cave here. I'm gonna add to that a little bit and do some other stuff around the building. The sound form that we'll go over today is dao. Once again, no second tone. That's beginning to be a trend, at least for the 3,000 most commonly used characters. But we have first tone, third tone, and fourth tone today. Character number 1, fairly easy with 2 strokes, is dao. First tone, it actually looks like a hatchet or a tomahawk or a butcher's knife, a thick knife.
刀子 knife. 我们的刀子在塑胶袋里。
An example, 刀片 is a razor blade. And then you have all kinds of different knives, right? So there's kitchen knives, 菜刀 and 水果刀, fruit knife to cut fruit. If you put the mouth radical in front of dao, the knife, that means talkative. But talking knife, it sounds kind of like it's irritating though, right? My dictionary says dao dao means talkative. But my wife said she's more likely to say lao dao.
Nagging 唠叨一直念的意思。
Shou shou dao dao is in the dictionary. My wife reversed that and said, I would say dao dao shou shou to mean, again, long-winded.
So much cleaning to do. Because whenever they do some kind of a job, there's always like shavings and metal filings, all kinds of stuff. So that's my job today on a Saturday before I go in to teach.
In the States, a contractor will most likely do a job from start to finish, which includes cleaning up after themselves. But here, as I mentioned in the last video, where I got a $1.50 weld, you're expected to clean up after the serviceman or woman does their job. They'll just leave the mess to you. And that's okay, because it is a lot cheaper, comparatively.
So I have to do this top of the wall and the top of this, what would you call it, a beam, all the way around.
So I'm only gonna do a little bit at a time whenever I'm here. The other half is playing. Yeah, these are Nerf balls. This is fun. Along the lines of not cleaning up after work, we have this beautiful vinyl all the way around so that kids don't, mess up the walls with their handprints. It's also good, when you're moving furniture and stuff. You can bump into this wall and it won't scratch as easy as this would. So when they put up the vinyl, the glue gets dropped on the floor. And so I need a razor blade like this. Dao pian. And see how it comes up like that? It comes up really easy, but it's, we have so much square footage of flooring and this stuff is all over the place. It's also the grout here from the tile that is dripped and dries. Just messes up the surface. So yeah, it's a lot of scraping. There's like a footprint. And then I gotta get the bundo out. That's the dustpan. Certainly not complaining. I mean, this is a labor of love. This is our new place. We're gonna make the best of it. If you want a place to look good, I mean, you gotta put some time in. The next character is third tone, dao, and also sometimes pronounced dao, fourth tone. Dao bi, to go out of business. Dao ta is to collapse. And then as fourth tone, dao che, in Taiwanese they say baku baku. Dao shu is to count backwards. Or if you're looking at like a chart and you have something on the top and something on the bottom, and if you say 倒数第一, it means the one up from the bottom. Also, fourth tone, 倒是, is yet.
Or used to express contrary statements. Here's the Pleco dictionary for some usages, indicating contrast, indicating turn in meaning, concession, modifying or toning down a preceding statement, pressing or questioning. Pause or go back if necessary.
That is the 人, inverted 人, person, radical. And then this.
智 means to arrive. It's 1 over private over 土, the earth radical.
And then the inverted knife radical. So character Dao is this, and inverted Dao is this. And we're going to see this character a little bit later on without the ren. But as it is, it means topple or fall down or reverse. Sometimes to pour. Yeah, to pour. It's starting to get hot here in Taiwan, so I opened the window. Maybe you'll hear some birds. You hear any birds? Yeah, and I don't think it helps the echo in here. I really thought getting more stuff on the wall is gonna mitigate that echo, but sorry. We'll deal with it. Next one is also third tone Dao. It has the character white on top, and it's actually resembling the character for bird. Okay, we got kids instead of birds. Did you hear that?
In both the character for island and for bird, you have that top stroke, and then you start to make white, but your vertical left stroke has to be a little longer. And left to right, there's a line horizontally in the middle, and then a looping stroke, turning downward with a component underneath.
Instead of the 4 strokes at the bottom with the bird, which might resemble feathers, we have a mountain component. Dao is island.
Treasure Island glasses.
So there's the glasses and the watch store?
Yeah, but this one is only for glasses.
Bandao, peninsula.
Literally half an island. Bandao. For example, here is the Alabo Bandao.
If we put a hand radical in front of the island character, we also get third tone Dao. To pound with a pestle. I believe I have one of those. Never used it. It just sits around the house. And in the abstract, Dao Dan is to make trouble. So you're pounding with a pestle on an egg. Dao Dan. You wouldn't want to do that if the egg is raw. Dao Luan, to make a disturbance. Dao Luan. In my last video, I talked about putting a larger map up here. So we have these from Shopee, and just by feeling the weight of these are all about the same size. But there's one that's a little heavier. I need a
刀子.
No, I got it. It's like a shower curtain. This could cover the whole pool table. This is so big. Even if the air conditioner leaks, this stuff, like I said, it's waterproof. It's like a shower curtain. You buy stuff online, they always make it look really good. But the concern I have is all these creases in it. You can probably see those, like all these squares. So even if I tighten it up as tight as possible, there's still gonna be like lines on it, which you wouldn't have in a map like that. That's thicker and it has a coating on it. But these were cheap. They were like $10 for the small ones. They look like big space blankets or those astronaut food packs. These would be fine for classrooms, I think. But the teachers cannot write on them. Those kinds you can write on with a dry erase marker and then erase later. But I don't think you want to write on this. Eventually, somebody's going to do that. I know it. All right, so now I have to just stretch the corners as much as possible. This third tone Dao also can be pronounced Dao, is to lead, guide. And we're going to see the top of this character a little bit later, but right now the bottom has Cun, or Cun, which means inch or small. Dao Shi, a mentor or tutor. Action. Dao Yan is a director. movie director.
This is from the Pleco app, so don't bother clicking on that speaker button. Dao is a tour guide, and you can also see the simplified for this Dao in parentheses, 4/寸.
And this is the most complex character on the list, guys, with 18 strokes. It's Dao, third tone, as in to pray. Actually, you've seen both of these components before. This is not the clothing radical, this is the cult radical, one less stroke. And then if you watched previous videos, we talked about the long life character, shou. We had a whole story to explain a scholar or soldier in his house and working hard and eating the right things and making one small step at a time toward his goal. Like that was the way to remember this component. 祷告 is to pray. 焚香祝祷 to burn the incense and pray.
I got this piece, I think it's at least 18 feet. My little putting green astroturf from, what is it? B&Q to Liu. So we have golf balls here. I can make some long putts.
Yeah. Come on, baby. Oh, I'm so short. Good. Yeah. I think that'll work.
Yeah, maps on the wall. Board on the wall. Second board. So now that board's bigger, so we might want to change the seating to look that way. We were talking about Dao earlier, but without the Ren, it's Dao.
我正在开车到我们补习班，快到了，但是有很多红灯，我怕我会迟到。前面到底怎么样？他们为什么不要左转？
Dao means to arrive or to reach. Extremely common character. 8 strokes. Dao da, to arrive. I'm going to close that window again. Dao qi, expiration. For example, a library book is due. Dao qi. This 12-stroke character, also Dao, 4th tone, a water radical, and qian, used in expressions to yawn or to raise up slightly a part of your body. In simplified, there's only 2 strokes on the side, making it ci, or times. 一次, 两次, 三次, once, twice, thrice. And then there's a base here. I believe it's min, 盗用, plagiarize. Embezzle, to copy. 抢盗, a robber. Steal, to rob. Here's another super common Dao. I should have put it in front, but we're going in order of tone. So this is frequency number like 81. It's within the first 100 characters that you learn. This Dao is a road or a way or to say. Dao jiao, Taoism or Taoism, the way.
你知道吗？
Do you know? 道德, morality, the way you should be. 道理, logical reasoning. And there's 单行道, a one-way road or one-way street. You start off with the inside strokes, shou, head or first, and then you do the outside, chuo, the walking radical. This 4th tone Dao is rice, growing in the field, not rice that's on the plate, not fan. Dao mi, rice, in the field. Dao tian is a rice field. Dao cao, straw. Dao cao ren, scarecrow. You have the grain radical still on the stalk, he, on the left. The right, the zhua, the claw radical, and then the bone joint or mortar component on the bottom right. You keep those components for the next one, and instead of the he radical,
You have the step radical, and it does mean step. Again, fourth tone, dao. Wu dao is dance. Also pronounced wu dao, dao as third tone this time. As a noun. And interestingly, again, my wife says something different that's in this dictionary. In the dictionary, it's wu dao, but she says wu dao. Tiao is dance as a verb. You might want to read about these characters one more time in the description and write them a few times for muscle memory. Thanks for watching. This is Runner's Garden signing off. Good luck in your Chinese studies. Next time, duh.